9 days in Utah and the first sign of rain. I hope this is better than the last place. It's nice having a garage.
Yeah. What's this?
This is great. This is awesome.
Babe, you get like a full kitchen to cook in.
This is so cool. Check this out. This is like
Wow.
an epic view.
Oh, this is wild.
This is so beautiful.
Look at the mountain.
So this is a vacation rental, and can you imagine? They don't have a wine opener. We must be in Utah.
That's true.
That's a Utah thing. There's a lot of Book of Mormons laying around this house.
How are you feeling about being around the kids all the time?
I like being around our family as much as we're together. Obviously there's frustrating moments and difficult moments, but I don't think it's any different than our normal life.
Being home.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this is incredible.
So-
We're surrounded by pastures. Like, it was like a mile-long dirt road to get here.
Yeah. And the horses just keep walking like back and forth in front of the windows. It's incredible.
That's so beautiful. I think I spooked them with the drone last
You
night.
definitely did.
It's so nice just to have space. Like, at our last spot, I felt like we were going, and there was so much to do and so much to see. And here, there's maybe not as much to do and see, but it's nice to just get on our bikes and just ride the loop around, look at the farms, look at the animals.
I mean, on the downside, like, you are 3.5 hours away from a Target here. I checked out Chuck Wagon's general store. That was an experience.
We already did one hike today that was called Hickman Bridge, which was super cool. This natural bridge in the rock that the kids got to play around on some smaller ones and on some other rocks.
It's one of the best, like, family-friendly, most walked trails. We saw a lot of people, but I thought it was great.
Capitol Reef National Park.
So this
I think
is
it's
one of the
pretty cool.
most, like, underrated national parks because there's arches and there's so many other big parks around. But I think this one is just as good.
It's really beautiful.
as the
The
other
scenic
ones.
drive is cool.
We're doing the Narrows today.
The other Narrows. You like the pretty views? Is it hard work?
Yeah, I like how all of the rocks are shaped different whenever we go.
I like hiking with you.
I can here.
These areas supposedly get really massive flash floods. You're supposed to check the weather before you go on them. We think we're okay, but I keep spotting out high ground just in case anything crazy would happen.
Just in case we gotta climb. We decided to turn back because the sky was looking a little
And we
ominous.
saw raindrops.
And then we started feeling raindrops, so we're hustling. I think I'd rather encounter a mountain lion than be caught in a slot canyon in the middle of a rainstorm. And now we have thunder. Was that great timing for us or what? It started pouring like right when we got in the car.
Yeah. Great.
Mommy had the perfect turnaround spot,
Oh,
despite
and
what they might want to
I
say.
had a safe turnaround spot about 10 minutes before that. Who was scared? Hey, there's that sign that says do not enter if storm threatening. So I don't know about you, but I'm sad to leave this place.
No.
I'm excited to go kick your butt in pickleball again.
You beat me by 1 point.
That's how like tennis and pickleball work. This is like our 3rd week. We're calling it sort of our 3rd episode just because we're breaking up our trip into these chunks and we're trying to make these videos really mostly for our own interest because we want to remember this stuff.
Yeah.
And what do you think? How's everything going at being midway through week 3?
I think the hardest part for me is it's almost like that line in The Office where they say you wish you knew that these were the good old days when you were in them.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
Wow.
Like, I think that we're like...
You pulled that out of nowhere, The Office.
I think...
That's like going back, what, 15 years?
I just like that phrase because I think, you just finished up our episode 1 video.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, oh my gosh, I want to go back to some of those moments. Like, they were so sweet.
Yeah.
But when we were in them, you almost didn't recognize it.
Like the tires blowing up. It was like the biggest train wreck on our day, but it was also a moment, right?
Yeah.
It was hard and it was frustrating, but it was fine. Like we lost a couple hours of sleep and some dollars.
A lot of dollars.
But we'll get over it, you know?
Right.
And we'll have that memory forever.
Right. So I think, and even like last night, we were playing pickleball with the kids, and I didn't think it was going to be fun. And then we start doing it, and it's like this absolute blast. And I'm like, I'm going to remember this for a really long time.
For sure.
So I think that part is almost a weird sensation that I didn't envision.
Yeah.
As part of the trip.
It was so crazy to think about trying to take like a 6-week, 8-week chunk of time away, and seemed impossible in so many ways.
Yeah.
But I think it's so worth just like breaking out of the ordinary, doing something totally different, bonding with our family. I mean, look, us bonding with our family for 8 weeks and like doing this is going to mean so much more to us than just staying home and cranking it out and making a little bit more money and being comfortable. And I just think we're going to love this for the rest of our life. Like, we're always going to look back on this and be so glad that we did it.
Yeah. I kind of wish we had planned it to be another month.
Maybe another time. I think there will be another time.
I think
That's
there
the
will,
thing.
and that's
There
the part
will
that
be
makes us
another
okay.
time. Yeah.
Last week, when I was spending a couple hours looking at various places to stay for our next stop, Joel looked at me and said, we need to pick a spot that the kids will love. So I did just that. Here we are.
She rented a preschool.
There's toys everywhere. Like, there's not a living room. There's not a place for us to chill out. I mean, everywhere. This place
Everywhere.
is packed. And not only is it a preschool, but cats in the neighborhood think that this is their house. So they said just to expect the cats to come, and we're supposed to let them in.
Yeah, not happening.
Kid-friendly dishware. It gets better. You need a dice? How about 10? Whoops.
Salt Lake City better have a lot to do out there. All right, we are off on a 5-mile hike with a 2,000-foot elevation change. So it starts at 5,000 feet and goes up to 7. The kids don't know that part yet. This is a steep one. What do you think of this so far?
Steep.
You think we're gonna make it to the top?
Yes.
Do you think we're gonna see a rattlesnake?
No.
I don't either. Well, we made it to the top without incident. The kids did amazing. Beautiful views up there, and we got to see a fighter jet that was flying all over Salt Lake City, so that was pretty cool. I find so much joy in this moment. How you feeling about that?
I'm soaked. It was actually kind of sad to see all the red dirt go away. There were so many good memories made
good
with the red
memories washed away.
dirt.
We'll get some more red dirt later. It's sparkly clean. I'm happy.
Okay.
Nice job. Up top. Antelope Island State Park, little island in the middle of the Great Salt Lake. Apparently they have some bison, not antelope. Maybe antelope. We'll find out.
I thought they said cantaloupe. I thought they meant cantaloupe.
That would be a delicious island. Cantaloupe Island? Mm.
Cantaloupe Island!
So we got to see this from high above this morning. Now we're coming down low.
Didn't see that one coming.
It's so unique.
I have not liked driving through Salt Lake City, but man, the view is so incredible.
I thought it was cool just stepping out of any store in the area that we were in when we first came in, which is kind of lower Salt Lake City, just to see mountains. Like
Every time.
Target,
No matter which way
mountains.
you're facing.
Like,
It's smelly.
It's smelly.
The sand is too hard.
The sand is kind of coarse, yeah.
And there's a lot of sand flies. You want to come see them?
And
with us?
there are flies everywhere. When you walk, there's like a cloud that follows you.
A little smelly. How does he say it's a flip? Okay, this will be interesting. We are taking a mountain bike trail that should be easy. It's steep, I think, at the beginning. Nava might have to walk her bike up at the beginning. I think we'll be okay after that.
hopefully we won't run into any bear
Bears.
or rattlesnakes. They're kind of freaking
Rattlesnakes.
me out here.
Amy is terrified of rattlesnakes. Let's forever remember that.
I read the worst article a couple days ago about rattlesnakes.
Totally ruined the first hour of our hike yesterday because she's like, was that a snake? Was that a snake? Was that a snake? And then remember this guy that we met on the trail that was a little bit older. We were, I don't know, a third of the way in. And you were like, have you seen any rattlesnakes?
I asked everybody on that path, did you see a rattlesnake?
And what did he say?
Be brave.
I don't know. No. That was awesome. That was awesome. Miko goes, are we almost there? And he says, I'm going to tell you what a Frenchman once told me. Be brave. But about the snakes, he said, I don't think I've ever seen a snake on this trail.
And it sounded like he had done this trail a lot.
Okay, this is a steep hill. We only drove like 47 minutes to get here. There's a lot of cow behind you.
Yeah, we should try to get out of here before they attack us.
So there's a lot of hills on this trail. I don't know what we're gonna do here.
I don't want to climb up that.
I don't want to come back down that either.
I think this is a little above our skill level.
I think you're probably right. I think this is probably the decision point. You know what? You can't win them all.
Mountain biking through a cow pasture isn't all that it's cracked up to be.
Let's be real though. Nava learned to ride a bike 2 months ago.
Yeah, she's brand new.
So it's kind of understandable. That trail was definitely pushing it too hard for her.
Yeah.
Today wasn't all a loss. I mean, we found a Walmart nearby and we needed to do some grocery shopping, so we picked up stuff for the next 3 or 4 days.
So it is about to storm here, which
This
is
is
kind of
awesome.
fun.
Yeah.
We are enjoying some cider. We stopped by at a local winery
The
that
Hive
makes
Winery,
cider
still
too.
open?
Yeah. They actually said their sales are better during Corona, especially during homeschooling season here in Utah. So apparently that got really rough for Salt Lake
When all
City
the
parents.
schools closed.
Yeah.
I understand. It got rough for everybody, all over the country. All right, we're getting rained on. You want to go inside?
I don't want to pair it, so
We
I'll
should
go
pair
work.
it.
You can parent and you
Oh.
can cook us dinner.
Deal. That sounds amazing.
That was amazing.
You're very wet.
I like that hike. What'd you think?
I thought it was good. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Good job, activities coordinator.
So the first half was pretty lame. I mean, it was all this. It was just sort of a uphill, all sunny, legs hurt.
From 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And the hike bike yesterday.
But eventually we got to that bridge, which you thought was the waterfall.
I did. I was like, we made it. We arrived. That wasn't bad. And according to my Fitbit, that was enough steps for a mile right at that bridge.
Yeah,
So-
you have little steps.
Joel thinks that this was only 2.4 miles total.
Joel and the internet, but let's go find some food.
Yes.
I put Amy in charge of finding Tupperware for tonight's leftovers. This is so entertaining.
Can I just put it in a plastic bag?
There's Tupperware everywhere.
There's-
Just open every door. There's
It's not the
Tupperware.
kind of Tupperware I like. Okay.
Look, I think we can fit some ribs in here. So lots of windstorms last night, all night, and this morning. And there's sort of scattered thunderstorms all day today. Looks like we might get a couple 1 hour windows when we get outside. But for the most part, we're probably gonna lay low and figure out what we can do here at home.
I thought this. Hello, so we got two. Yeah.
Migratory Bird Refuge Tour right here. Nava, what do you think of these birds?
Cool.
What have you seen?
I saw that bird. We see that bird.
Today is the elevation hike. Today we're hiking up at about 10,000 feet. So that didn't exactly go according to plan, did it?
Yeah, so we were going up to the coast. Mama was scared that we were going to pop a tire, so she decided to walk. And Daddy forgot her lunch.
All of that is 100% true. The
The
road
No, we still have
is really rocky. There are a lot of really big rocks and we weren't feeling good about continuing. There's a lot of ATVs on this trail. I haven't seen too many vehicles.
Yeah.
So we parked and we're 1.5 miles away from the overlook. So I think we'll just hike up to the overlook and maybe hike around there. Okay, that down there is our car. And that is what we hope does not happen to us on our drive down the mountain. As you can imagine, I did not point that vehicle out to the others in the family.
We were kind of sneezed out, but with no.
That was awesome. So the goal was to drive up that road over there.
It looks really good here compared to some of the parts.
Yeah, it just got really sketchy. Like the rocks in the road were really big and we had to go so slow that we just pulled over and parked and decided to hike the last
My heart
mile
was
up
going.
here. Yeah, and it's like 8 miles to drive back to a paved road. I left the lunch bag at home, and it's now 12:45. So let's play around here. There's a sort of a, not a real peak, but a semi-peak over there. Maybe we'll go climb up that a little bit. Go back to the car.
Yeah.
Go find some food.
I mean,
someplace.
this is all about just making some fun memories, and
And
it's
playing-
happening. It
playing
doesn't have
around.
to be what our plan was.
Yeah, playing around in a pile of snow.
This is
totally worth it.
fun.
You like the snow?
Yeah.
Miko,
No,
can you feel the altitude here?
No.
9-year-old boy.
Skiing.
It's almost it's over 9,000 feet.
Aviva slides down on her butt sometimes, and she calls it butt tubing.
I'm going snowboarding because I can't go skiing because of these shoes. They go deep into the snow. So I have to go snowboard. Also because me and Mika and Aviva keep on sliding.
Miko, have you seen this view? This is incredible.
It's great.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
Good.
What are you gonna do?
Do not get me. I was kicked. No, Miko, no!
This is absolutely incredible, but this is exactly why we took this trip.
Yeah.
Like, the views are unbelievable. Yeah.
So I turned around. Miko was peeing in the snow. And then he went and covered it up as if lots of people are gonna see it. And then the next thing I know, the girls are running up because they want hand sanitizer because Aviva apparently peed in the snow, kept her pants on, and just sat down like she was in a lake peeing.
Unbelievable. That's crazy.
And as if hand sanitizer is gonna solve anything at this point.
That's
Like,
right. Isn't it so funny? Like, we find this little patch of snow and it's been entertaining them for so long.
Yeah.
And they're having so much fun. And they're sliding and throwing snowballs and building forts.
I think it's the best day ever. These kids haven't been on a playground or like a play space
Oh, yeah.
since probably January.
March. Yeah, it's been 3 months.
It's not like they went out in the
Yeah,
winter.
that's true, all
So
winter.
like it's just so fun to see them like loving the outdoors.
Yeah. I just think this view is incredible. The whole way up on our drive, this is what we were looking at. And this is, I don't know what this is, but this is this basin in between, two different mountain ranges or two different, whatever, lines of mountains. And then right here, this is what we hiked up to see. This is the Willard Basin in between all of these mountains here. We're gonna hike up to Willard Peak, and that's just incredible. The road that goes all the way there that we were gonna drive to the start of our hike is actually closed, we assume, because there's still snow on that road that goes back to the campground. I just think this is so cool. Like,
I do.
it was so hard to get here. Like, the drive was harder than the hike.
I hope we get back down. I'm still feeling a little anxious
Yeah.
about blowing a tire on the way down.
But this is exactly what this trip was all about. Like, trying to do hard things so that we can get to places that we couldn't normally get to and see these beautiful sights. I think this is so cool.
Yeah.
All right, we need to get the kids out of the snow before we go, and I want to round them up here and let's have a little family moment. It'll be awesome.
They're gonna be pretty cold.
That's okay. Smell the pine trees?
Mm-hmm.
It smells so good.
We were skiing, we were snow tubing, and we tried to stay up on skiing, but every time when we got to the bottom, we fell on our butts, slided all the way down. Sing happy song.